back to the channel, everybody. I am Cozy SimEspy, and today is the first in a new series that I'm starting of building family homes in The Sims 4 that focuses on individual expansion packs. So basically it's going to be base game plus just one expansion pack, and that way we can kind of really highlight each one and see which one we really love for building family homes. So since this is the first one in this video, this is just base game. This is simply base game, no other packs. And that way we can kind of see what kind of classic family home we can build with simply base game. And that is the vibe I'm going for with this home. I didn't want to do anything that's too modern. I'm not a big modern type builder in The Sims 4. I'm much more kind of classic and cozy. I know I feel like I say that in every single video, but that's very much how I approach The Sims 4 is coziness. So I wanted to do something that felt much more traditional. This I'm building it in Willow Creek, excuse me. So I wanted a home that also blended in well with that neighborhood, which kind of has that classic vibe. There's also like a little bit of a New Orleans touch to Willow Creek, depending on where you are in the neighborhood. So this one is just, again, nothing modern, just like your classic family home. When I was making this, I kept thinking back to the home in Father of the Bride, if you've ever seen that movie. I've actually never watched it. All I've seen from the movie is the actual house. And I know Steve Martin's character like loves that house and like what it means to his family. So that's what I had in mind with this build. Again, it's not going to be anything too crazy out there technical wise with building. I'm not doing anything like absurd with it. It's just supposed to represent, you know, your traditional classic family home that you often see in those kind of wholesome family movies where the family lives there for like generations, for like years. It has that warmth to it. I think of also kind of what you see with Christmas movies, how the homes in there just have that warm family feeling, that traditional eclectic decoration vibe. You can also say like, I guess, Nancy Meyer vibes too. Don't think like Nancy Meyer like The Holiday with the cottage and everything, but Nancy Meyer's just that warm feeling. You know what I'm talking about. If you've ever watched a Nancy Meyer movie, you know what I'm talking about. The Holiday, Parent Trap, which is my personal favorite. What's the one with Meryl Streep and Alex Baldwin in it too? I can't think of the name, but that's also a Nancy Meyer's movie. So that's the feeling here. That is the vibe. So with building this house, since I did nothing crazy, super fancy with the actual build. It's your standard typical rectangle house, which I feel like even the most, I don't want to say basic, but even the newest Sims builder can do super easy, simple. So knowing that it's just that basic, simple shape, I was like, I have to get fancy here with the landscaping. Fancy without being, again, too out there. It has to fit the vibe of the home. So you'll see me really played around with the landscaping here of trying to find something that felt just right. I knew I had to have those flower window boxes for pops of color, so I tried to add pops of color in here and there. And this, by the way, is just the exterior of the home. I'm not going to do a speed build decorating the inside of the home because I'm actually thinking I'm going to do that while streaming on TikTok and kind of get re-familiarized with Twitch as well. It's been a long time since I've streamed anything, but I thought, hey, this would be a great chance to go live once or twice a week, only for about an hour and a half as I decorate this home, simply because it's been such a long time since I've streamed anything. I need to just get familiar with it again. And also, I have children and their school schedule, so I have to fit it in there. So I'm thinking just, we'll start off with some short lives on TikTok so I get back comfortable with it and then go onto Twitch. I'm waiting so I can upgrade some of my equipment. I really want to get a good camera so that way you can kind of see my face at least sometimes while I do these videos. Anyway, back to the build though. So this is just the exterior of the home, and I do have this up on the gallery unfurnished, so that way if you're liking the exterior and you want to decorate the inside of your home, you do that. My gallery ID is SimEspy, and you can find this on there. I am going to do another series where I go back and I renovate all my old bad builds. And a lot of it has to do with landscaping. There's so many old bad builds on my gallery, and I feel like I need to go in there and fix all those up. So I plan on doing that too. So anyway, as I've gotten distracted and off topic, back to this build. Here I am working on the backyard, playing around. Sometimes I struggle with backyards, but with this being like just your classic family home, I knew I had to have a pool. So eventually I add a pool in here. Because I feel like when you're first playing The Sims and you're building your first family home, one, it probably does look something very similar to this, just like a square or a rectangle. This is more of a rectangle, not a square, I guess. You do the square or rectangle with the windows. Even though I don't have too many, I feel like this is an appropriate amount of windows. I feel like when you're first building on The Sims, you're just putting windows everywhere. I feel like this is an appropriate amount of windows. And then you have to have a pool. Like every Sims build, when you're really going out there trying to build a family home for the first time, you gotta add a pool to drown people. You can't have the classic Sims experience of drowning people if you don't have a pool. So I knew with this just being focused on the base game, I had to add a pool, which I'll do eventually here. Also, you'll see towards the end of the video, I decided to redo the chimney. I always try to add the little chimney things that are included, and then halfway through I'm like, no, this looks horrible, and then I do the good way to do the chimney. So if you want to see the best way that I like to do chimneys, that's here coming up. And of course I learned it from Little Simsy, and I haven't gone back since. So this little chimney you see in the corner is going to go bye-bye. So here's me adding the classic pool to the classic Sims house. Like I said, this is just base game. If you do download this on the gallery, make sure you do turn on move objects. With all my builds, make sure you turn on move objects, so that way things don't get messed up here. I was actually really happy with this landscaping in the backyard. This is one of my favorite things to do to make it look like really clean and organized, is just adding, some trim around that landscape. But yeah, now I've gotten, again, I'll just get distracted and off topic. Anyway, so this is the base game. I think I'm going to go by release order, if that makes sense. So my next video, I don't remember what the first expansion pack that was released for The Sims 4. It was so long ago. But eventually we'll go through all of the expansion packs. And that way we can really see which expansion pack works best for building specifically family homes. Because again, that's my style. I love the cozy family home. So yeah, so this is just base games. That way you don't have to have, the base game's free. You don't have to spend any money, and you can build nice family home. So yeah, I'm excited about doing that. Like I said, I'm going to decorate the interior on live so you can kind of see how that works. When doing interiors, I feel like I'm not the best for speed builds for that. Exterior, I can do. Speed builds, we'll have to see. But I really loved how this house came together. I was really happy with my landscaping. Again, my landscaping game, I feel like, has gotten a lot better. I did do some decorating on the outside of the porches, which I'm probably going to end up touching up when I work on doing the interior as well, as I kind of figure out the exact style that I want. So yeah, this is me just doing some of the porches on the outside, and then coming up here you'll see me do the fix up my chimney. But I'm really excited about this series. I've always wanted to do something like this, so hopefully I can stick with it and we can work through all the expansion packs. And then maybe after the expansion packs, we'll do the game packs too. I don't know. We'll see how everybody is like in the series. And all of my homes are, like I said, I know I've said this before, I'll say it again. All my homes aren't going to be super modern homes. I'm going to try to use the expansion pack to build coziness. That's the goal here, is coziness. Oh, and here's me finally doing the chimney. This is my favorite way to add on a chimney into the house. I feel like it looks much better. Like I said, I learned this from, of course, Little Simsy. And I think you can just tell here once I finish it, see how much better that looks? It just adds a little something to this kind of basic outline of a house. And I think it looks so much better. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll be able to share the interior with you soon. You can watch it on live, and then we will see you for the next video in this series.